You are a pensioner, I owe you this much. But from today, you are taking a haircut of 30%. Haircut means I'm cutting. Not postponing, cutting. Forget everything else, me, I owe you this. That is where Ghana ended. And when you hear us talking about debt, it is because if you reach there, it is catastrophic. And it would affect everyone. And it would affect all the facets of our economy. There is the other thing, so that I wind up with debt. And I'll be very brief today. PS was asked about something I've been talking about called securitization. And when you get a chance, you explain to us based on your experience. There are people who want to tell us securitization, you can treat it as something outside of the debt. You tell us whether that is possible. Because from where all of us sit, it's not possible. You can't have a shop. You are running a shop in Kakamega, a hardware shop. You take a debt from the local bank. You are supposed to service this debt using, of course, the proceeds from your hardware. Then you go to a different bank and say, please lend me money. Part of the things I sell is cement. So I want to securitize what I get from cement. It will come directly to you. That's what is called securitization. If you're not a different bank, you already have borrowed money from bank A. And you are servicing that debt out of the profit from the entire profit from your hardware. Then you get another bank on the side and you tell them the revenue from cement and from steel, chuma, Nauza, it will now be coming to you. And then you want to tell us that is not supposed to affect this other debt. I mean, I keep saying, every time you hear about a big Kizungu Miki context in Kenya, coming from government, you hear a big name like the securitization, it is just supposed to tire you so that you don't question. But something must be happening that is not right. And just do your math, you'll see. I talked the other day about a debt of a boat that was raised by securitizing sports fund to build stadiums. Let me start here. Kenya has always built stadiums. You know, many times you want to appear like we are now, we have innovated ways of building stadiums in Kenya. Kenya has always built stadiums. We have never securitized any revenue. So the issue about building a stadium is not there. The issue is about how are you building. So we end up borrowing around 45 billion Kenya shillings. Whichever method you use, even if you use future value of annuity, or you use a simple arithmetic of interest rate, in 15 years, Kenya will have paid interest rate of over 100 billion on a loan of 45 billion. And those are facts. Then we go and securitize fuel levy. And we say we are building roads with this fuel levy. Let me start here. Kenya has always built roads. All the roads we saw in our villages and estates when we were growing up, it was not black paint painted on our roads. It was tarmac. So it's not a new invention. We have always built tarmac roads. We have always built Mombasa Road is a road that was built many years back. Thika Road, the road to the Western Corridor. It's not new, it has been there. But now, we want to collect money that Kenya is supposed to collect for the next 7 years. We want to collect today and use it today. Now, the government in the ensuing years, what are you going to come to do as government? Many times, people are here politically, there is a way people want people to talk, for example, as politicians. But what is more important to talk as a Kenyan today than about the future of our country? We may talk about leading the country, but which country? First address that the country is there. So when the country is there and functioning, you can talk about the other things. And that is why I think these things are very important. So in a nutshell, this is what I'm trying to say. We are borrowing 1.25 trillion every year, 100 billion every month, 3.5 billion shillings every day, around 145 million every hour, but every road you see in Kenya ongoing is not part of that debt. That is a different debt called securitization of fuel levy. So let no one tell you we are borrowing this to build roads. No, the debt for building roads is not even there. We are borrowing that money, but when you ask, you'll be told, can't you see you are building even Talanta Stadium? This is the point. The money for building Talanta Stadium is actually not there. It is a different debt not included in this mainstream debt. The other thing, so that because it's the same, this issue of debt is big. Now, we want also to expand a lot of things to be seen for optics, as they are also good for the economy. The road from Nairobi to Nakuru is long overdue in terms of expansion. And the people who use that road deserve that road to be dualed. But even the money for dualing Nairobi-Nakuru highway, that money is also not part of the borrowed money, the 12 trillion. That is some other money we are raising through a baptized name called PPP. But that PPP is actually workers' money through NSSF. So NSSF is forced to invest workers' money on a commercial venture called a PPP to build a road from Nairobi to Nakuru. And they are told how to recover their money is to put toll stations, charge motorists, watapata pesa yao hapo. So even the expansion of that road is not part of the borrowed money. So what I'm and again, the Talanta Stadium I talked about, because private sector is rational. A person in the private sector, when you tell them to invest money, it is me and you here. When I call you to invest in an instrument, you are likely to ask me questions. And because the government did need to answer many questions, that Talanta board I keep talking about, I request all of you to go and check who bought it. The number one investor in that board was again one of the banks I'll not name, which has attachments with government. And the number two was again NSSF. Number three was the superannuation fund, again money for workers. So if you are raising a board that is attractive, why are private sector not buying? That government money through another way, and especially workers' money, has to be the ones now to be put in that kind of radar.